Here it is, you guys. Alright guys, in this video you guys will see me change the brakes, front and rear rotors on a 2002 to 2006 Nissan Altima. It's a very easy job. I did call Firestone to see what they would charge, and they gave me a quote of $900 with $300 in labor. So you could rock auto these parts for far cheaper than what they're saying, and you could do the job yourself. Keep in mind, in the video, I did have to cut out a bunch of clips on the rear rotors due to lighting. So it's not the best video on your rear rotors and brakes, but it should give you a general idea of how to do it. And don't forget, use jack stands. Safety first. And like, subscribe, share. If this video helps you save money, please go ahead and share it on your media platforms. I will greatly appreciate that. Other than that, you guys enjoy the video. Thank you guys. Alright guys, you guys saw that the Sentra sold. New garage, new house. Love the space. Still got to deal with the single garage door, but I'll make that work. But in this video, we are going to do the front and rear brakes and rotors on this Altima 02 to 06, I believe it is, just like the Nissan Sentra. Good old 2.5. Still, you know, 2.5s are always going to be around on my channel. But the beginning of this video, you guys would have seen how much this costs to do. I'm going to show you guys how simple it is to do. So let's go ahead and get to it. Hopefully I can find all my tools. I'm not fully situated in the garage yet, but I freaking love the new space. Love it. Alright. Video on the garage will come later, guys. Let's go ahead and knock out this brake job on this Altima. Alright. Got the car jacked up. Got the jack stands there, just in case, you know, something happens. But got one wheel off. This is how super easy it is. You remove. Let's see the lighting. Let's see. There's two bolts that hold the caliper bracket. You got to remove those. I think there's 17s on this car, but I'm going to remove those two off, and then you can get the rotor off, and that is replacing the rotor. Then we'll come back, put those back on, those two bolts back on, and then remove the caliper and change out. But we're going to replace these guys and the brake pads, the brake clips. There it is, the clips. So yeah, let's get to that. All right, so those back bolts were 19 millimeters, not 17. You saw that I removed one brake pad so I could slide the caliper bracket and caliper back on together. With a thicker rotor, you're not going to be able to fit back on your old brake pads because those are compressed in. So that is why you want to remove that when you put on the new rotor and put it all back together. You also notice red Loctite a little bit on the caliper bracket bolts. I have seen a car where that bolt has backed out due to someone working on it, and it falls out and was rubbing on the rim. It was terrible. So I've seen that happen. So now, seeing that, I'm a little bit paranoid, and now I do put just a little bit of Loctite on these bolts. So now I'm going to remove these bolts here to remove the caliper off. So that's the next step to replacing the brake pads. Alright, we replace the brackets, the little boots on the end. Now we gotta push back the piston on the brake caliper. And I have this tool here. Disc brake pad caliper service toolkit. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoot this back with this tool. If you guys don't know how to do it with this tool and you guys want a video specifically on this tool, let me know. I'll do that. I've done a couple videos of brakes and I've shown how to do this in almost all of them. So in this video, I'm just going to go ahead and skip this part with pushing this guy back. So I'm going to go ahead and kick that back, and also don't forget, grease up your little corners of contact. Don't forget, grease up. So I'm going to keep it rolling. Alright, well there it is. That's how you guys do your brakes. Don't forget to put some brake lube on there. Can't remember what exactly you call it, but don't forget to put some there, and 14mm bolts on these guys on the caliper. I can't remember if I mentioned that, but that's how simple it is, guys, to do your front brakes. So now I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the driver's side. It's going to be repeat the exact same steps, and that's it, guys. Super easy. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you guys how to do the rears, but I only need to show you guys on how to do one wheel. I think that's pretty straightforward. Okay, lighting's getting a little tough here. Got dark out, but here's the rears. Looks like we're going to need a flathead to remove this. The caliper bracket again is 19mm, and I believe the caliper bolts are still 14. Yep. So it's going to be the same as the front, except looks like we have a flathead here. So 2 19s, 2 14s. I'm going to go ahead and get this off and replaced. Those bolts were hard to get out. They were Loctite in. Holy smokes. Forget why Loctite sucks sometimes, but it serves its purpose. And also this little guy comes off. Oops. Well, that might have just fell in there. Let me take a look at this real quick. Okay, every video is going to show you just hit it with a hammer and you slide the rotor off. Hell no. I had a hell of a time. I had to use a flathead and that little hole, the hole that had this, had to use that little hole to put my flathead on this one, and this one I had to push them in and loosen them up, and then I was able to struggle but pull the rotor out. That's how I was able to do it. Is the right way. You guys tell me. Then I had to back this out some so I could get these back aligned and then tighten it back up. Now I got to throw this guy back on. So this kind of sucks, but I hate these rear rotors. Hate them, hate them, hate them. All right, when you put on the rear rotor, make sure you're looking at the side, making sure that the discs, the emergency pad is aligned correctly. That's where I kept having issues trying to get it on. Like I said, other videos make it look super easy. I think it's a pain. But now the easy part is putting everything back on. So I'm gonna put the caliper bracket back on with the caliper, and then remove the caliper to replace the brake pads. And I will push out, I'll push out the brake pads right now. All right, I put on the caliper bracket. Now I'm gonna remove the caliper bolts, which are the two 14 millimeters, and then push back the piston. I put in the new brake pads. This is the easy part. This guy is what sucks. So we'll go ahead and keep going. All right, there it is. I put the new pads in. I didn't have to push back the piston. These are 14 millimeter for the caliper bolts are 14 millimeter. Caliper bracket is 19 millimeters. Like I said, these drums suck, but that is how you guys can go ahead and change your rear rotors. So hopefully you guys like the video. All you really need is a 14 millimeter socket wrench, 19 millimeter socket and wrench as well, and a flathead, hammer, torque wrench, and that's it. Brake grease, and that's all I can think about right now. And obviously to get your lug nuts off. But well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go finish up the other side. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and thank you guys. For the record, the passenger rear took me 20 minutes. So I don't know, hopefully after you guys see how I did it, you guys are able to do it quicker than I did. Don't forget, pop in those little flatheads, those little screws. You got to twist them to pop them out, both of them, and then you guys can go ahead and pull the rotor off. But there it is, guys. Just figured I'd let you guys know that. No more Sentra. She gone.